Hello guys, how you doing? Of course, it's Mason here, and thank you so much for joining me here at the Metaphysics Academy, or Metaphysics with Mason. I just thought, you know what, I'll just make a quick little introduction to metaphysics, just to explain and clarify a few things, so that people would not be misconstrued when we're talking about metaphysics. What exactly are we talking about? So I just want to explain a little things so everything is so clear, so everybody knows what we are talking about. You see, scholarly and academically, metaphysics is actually the study of being, or reality of being, or reality of what is. That's what academically and scholarly, when you're talking about philosophy, and that's what metaphysics is. But the metaphysics that we talk about over here with Metaphysics with Mason, or the Metaphysical Academy, it's not a scholarly, or academic metaphysics. The metaphysics that we talk about here is it's all about spiritual science, or the science of spirit, basically. So we try to understand what the spiritual world is, what the spiritual realm is, and we try to explain what is real and what's not real. And we try to identify the reality of the self. Yes, I know it might sound like the reality of being, scholarly and academically, but when you're talking about reality of the self, you're talking about your real and true identity. That's what we're talking about here. Because a lot of people are under the assumption that they are flesh and bones, and what they look like, and the accumulation of beliefs which is made up to construct their egoistic or the ego DNA, and they try to align themselves with it, and they think what they are or what they've been described as, and that's their identity. And obviously their flesh and bones, that's their identity, or even their sexuality, their ethnicity, geographical location, the skin, the color of their skin, or pigmentation of their skin. And most people will come to assume this is their one and true identity. But metaphysics goes way beyond the physical self. There is another reality about you, of you, that is more powerful, more creative, more majestic, more divine. And this reality is what is called the metaphysical self, or the spiritual self. So this is the kind of metaphysics that we talk about. So I just wanted everybody to, to come into terms to exactly what way, when we are talking about metaphysics. Because I've had a good friend of mine, he came and say, you know what, yes, I like all of the metaphysics and all of that, but when I was in school, I was rubbish in physics, and I was rubbish in mathematics. So there's no way I'm going to be following you. There's no way I'm going to be listening to all the things that you're going to be saying. And I said, oh, my brother, how lost are you? Because metaphysics got nothing to do with physics, quantum physics, or quantum mechanics, or anything like that, or mathematics. No, it's got nothing to do with quadratic equations, and no. It's all about spiritual science. Yes, some of these things that we talk about can't be explained mathematically, or through quantum mechanics, or quantum through the quantum physics. But I'm not a physicist, and I'm not a mathematician. So I can only explain things the way I understand it. If a mathematician or physicist can explain things the way they understand it, I mean, so be it. But the kind of metaphysics that we talk about here, we talk about the reality of the self that is beyond your flesh and bones. And why is it important to understand that there is something more to you than your flesh and bones? Well, I'll give you an example, ladies and gentlemen. You see, in these unprecedented times that we are living at the moment, there is so much emotions. People are so much overwhelmed with all these lockdowns, COVIDs, and some people losing their jobs, and so much social tensions, whether indoors, whether at home, or whether workplaces, or whatever. People are a little bit unstable emotionally and socially, and most of it comes to their identity being challenged, and some of their egos being challenged socially, and and emotionally. Now, if you are a metaphysician, or if you are into spiritual knowledge and understanding who you truly are, which is your spiritual self, you will be unfazed about all the unprecedented things that are happening today. All the things that are happening, whether it's the lockdown, whether it's the COVID, whether it's all the restrictions that are happening, or all the unstable challenges that are happening, or all the regulations and restrictions that are being imposed by the authorities, governments, locally or globally, none of it will even faze you, and none of it will even challenge you, and none of it will even bother you. Do you know why, ladies and gentlemen? Because you understand. You understand who you are. You understand your true being. You understand that you are a spiritual being. So there is no regulations, no restrictions that can never be imposed on a spirit, because you are infinite conscious energy. That's what you are. As long as you understand your flesh and bones is just a body, this body that you need to understand, to experience this physical reality, this body that you just need to see it through on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, monthly basis, or yearly basis. But that's not your real true being. Your real true being is more than just a flesh and bones. So you're not going to be touched just because you lose a job. You're not going to be touched just because there are some social restrictions that are being imposed on you by the authorities. None of it is going to faze you, because you know your true being. There is no limitations, and there is no restrictions on what spirit can do. You are the Alpha and the Omega, and you can't create anything that you want, and you can't attract anything that you want, because essentially you are the creator. There's a creative principle, a divine creative principle that is within you, and that divine creative principle is never limited by any physical construct or physical limitations. Are you with me? So you are way and over and beyond your physical self. Anything that happens in the physical dimension, you just understand this is only affecting your body. But who controls the body? It's you. It is the spirit that controls the body. That's what you need to understand. That's what we teach here at the Metaphysics. Your body, your spiritual self, which is your real self, controls this avatar, this flesh and bones, which is your body. So everything that happens in this physical reality is controlled by your spiritual self. And you do know that there's no limitations and impossibilities in the spiritual world. So why would you want to limit your body? This body, all its movement, all its beliefs, all its attractions, all its manifestations is caused by you. But the very moment you become, you forget who you are and get to be subjugated to your body, that's when you're under the influence of this physical reality. But really, what we teach at the Metaphysics Academy in Metaphysical with Mason is this: you are the creator of your own reality, because you are divine spirit. That's what you are. You are a divine being that came from the absolute, and you are the Alpha and the Omega, and there's no limitations to all the things that you can do. You can attract and manifest your life. You can change your life today, not tomorrow. And you don't even need to do much, because you just need to imagine what you want and just be it, feel it, and see it manifest into your reality. Simple as that, because you are a powerful, creative being. You're a spiritual being. That's what we teach here, ladies and gentlemen. So it's imperative to understand your metaphysical self. So when I am passionate and when I am coming to you and try to teach you metaphysics, I just want you to understand and remember. I know we have created some kind of an amnesia. We have totally forgotten our majestic and our divine self. I'm simply reminding how majestic and divine you are. That's all I'm doing. I'm not teaching you something new. I'm simply reminding you. I'm simply trying to wake you up from this deep sleep in this physical reality that you've been through, and say, you know what? You are a spiritual being. You are not your flesh and bones. Do not be limited by all this physical dimension, because this physical dimension is nothing else but a matrix, a simulation. But who is controlling the matrix? Who is controlling the simulation? It's you. Nobody else. Nobody else is. It's you. But the moment you forget and give up your power, somebody else is going to control yourself. Are you with me? So I just thought I would give you a little quick introduction and a clarification that when we talk about metaphysics, what exactly makes sense? What are you talking about? This is it. This is what we're talking about here, ladies and gentlemen. So hopefully this is going to help you, and hopefully this is going to enlighten you and awaken you, and hopefully this is going to make you remember and understand your real true being, which is a spiritual being. Okay. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Like I always say, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and always keep smiling and take care of yourself and everybody else. Okay, bye-bye.